Yehova, please fill me with the Ruach HaKodesh, that I may speak your written words with boldness to those who listen. I ask all these things in Yeshua HaMashiach's name, amen. We'll start with the Shema, listen and obey. Children of Yehova, pay careful attention and respond. Yehova is our power and authority. Yehova works in unity with himself, and you shall act upon your love to Yehova with your power and authority, with your thoughts in mind, with your entire body, and with all the muchness that you have. Yod, Hey, Vav, Hey. Hand, behold, nail, behold. Genesis chapter 30. When Rachel saw that she was not bearing children for Yaakov, she envied her sister and said to Yaakov, "Give me children or I will die." This made Yaakov angry at Rachel. He answered, "Am I in God's place? He's the one who was denying you children." She said, "Here is my maid Bilhah. Go, sleep with her, and let her give birth to a child. They'll be laid on my knees, so that through her I can build a family." So she gave him Bilhah, her slave girl, as his wife, and Yaakov went in and slept with her. Bilhah conceived and bore Yaakov a son. Rachel said, "God has judged in my favor. Indeed, he has heard me and given me a son." Therefore she called him Dan. He judged. Bilhah, Rachel's slave girl, conceived again and bore Yaakov a second son. Rachel said, "I have wrestled mightily with my sister and won," and called him Naphtali, my wrestling. When Leah saw that she had stopped having children, she took Zilpah, her slave girl, and gave her to Yaakov as his wife. Zilpah, Leah's slave girl, bore Yaakov a son. And Leah said, "Good fortune has come," calling him Gad, good fortune. Zilpah, Leah's slave girl, bore Yaakov a second son. And Leah said, "How happy am I? Women will say I am happy," and called him Asher, happy. During the wheat harvest season, Reuben went and found mandrakes in the field and brought them to his mother Leah. Rachel said to Leah, "Please give me some of your son's mandrakes so that I can be fertile." She answered, "Isn't it enough that you have taken away my husband? Do you have to take my son's mandrakes too?" Rachel said, "Very well. In exchange for your son's mandrakes, sleep with him tonight." Then Yaakov came in from the field in the evening. Leah went out to meet him and said, "You have come to sleep with me because I've hired you with my son's mandrakes." So Yaakov slept with her that night. God listened to Leah, and she conceived and bore Yaakov a fifth son. Leah said, "God has given me my hire because I gave my slave girl to my husband." So she called him Yisachar, hire, reward. Leah conceived again and bore a sixth son to Yaakov. She said, "God has given me a wonderful gift. Now, at last, my husband will live with me, since I have borne him 6 sons." And she called him Zebulun, living together. After this, she gave birth to a daughter and named her Dinah, controversy over rights. Then God took note of Rachel, heeded her prayer, and made her fertile. She conceived and had a son and said, "God has taken away my disgrace." She called him Yosef. May he add, saying, "May Yehova add to me another son." After Rachel had given birth to Yosef, Yaakov said to Laban, Send me on my way, so that I can return to my own place, to my own country. Let me take my wives for whom I have served you, and my children, and let me go. You know very well how faithfully I have served you." Laban answered him, "If you regard me favorably, please listen. I have observed the signs of Yehova has blessed me on account of you. Name your wages," he said. "I will pay them." Yaakov replied, "You know how faithfully I have served you, and how your livestock have prospered under my care. The few you had before I came have increased substantially. Yehova has blessed you, and wherever I went. But now, when will I provide for my own household?" Laban said, "What should I give you?" "Nothing," answered Yaakov. "Just do this one thing for me. Once more I will pasture your flock and take care of it. I will also go through the flock and pick out every speckled, spotted, or brown sheep, and every speckled or spotted goat. These are the offspring of my wages. And I will let my integrity stand as a witness against me in the future. When you come to look over the animals constituting my wages, every goat that is speckled or spotted and every sheep that isn't brown will count as stolen by me. Laban replied, As you have said, so be it. That day Laban removed the male goats that were streaked or spotted, and all the female goats that were streaked or spotted, every one with white on it, and all the brown sheep, turned them over to his sons, and put 3 days' distance between himself and Yaakov. Yaakov fed the rest of Laban's flocks. Yaakov took fresh-cut branches from poplar, almond, and plane trees, and made white streaks on them by peeling off the bark. Then he set the rods he had peeled upright in the water troughs, so that the animals would see them when they came to drink. And since they bred when they came to drink, the animals mated in the sight of the rods and gave birth to streaked, speckled, and spotted young. Yaakov divided the lambs and had the animals mate with the streaked and the brown on the flock of Laban. He also kept his own livestock separated and did not have them mix with Laban's flock. Whenever the hardier animals came into heat, Yaakov would set up the rods in the water troughs, so that the animals would see them and conceive in front of them. But he didn't set up the rods in front of the weaker animals. Thus the more feeble were Laban's and stronger Yaakov's. In this way, the man became very rich and had large flocks, with male and female slaves, camels, and donkeys. How can we learn to love our Creator after reading Genesis 30? We can learn how to think and act well. Aim to never envy, but trust in Yehova, that his timing is perfect. Aim to have as many children as Yehova will allow you to have. Trust that it is Yehova that makes our vessels function in the way he designed them to. Trust that Elohim is our judge. Aim to give deep meaning to the names of your children. Know what natural herbs are used for fertility that Elohim has given us to use. Speak boldly and authentically to Elohim about what it is that you desire. Aim to give Yehovah glory when he answers your prayers. Make your prayers be made known to Yehovah, for he hears you and will listen to you. Serve each other faithfully. Observe the signs of Yehovah. Ask Yehovah to bless you greatly. Be practical and work hard when negotiating. Aim to be a human with integrity. Aim to make your wealth increase, knowing Yehovah is with you. How can we love others as Yeshua loves us? We can encourage others to pray with boldness to our Creator, Yehovah. Serve each other faithfully. And how can we bear one another's burdens? We can aim to have integrity in everything we say and do. Produce spiritual fruit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, humility, and self-control. End with Arianic blessing. Yehovah will kneel before you presenting gifts, and he will guard you with a hedge of protection. Yehovah will illuminate the wholeness of his being towards you, bringing order, and he will provide you with love, sustenance, and friendship. Yehovah will lift up the wholeness of his being and look upon you and will set in place all you need to be whole and complete.